Guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Funmi. I am currently 4 weeks and 3 days pregnant. Hope you guys can see that. Baby is the size of a poppy seed, very small. I really want to do like verses from the Bible to help encourage you through your pregnancy, so I picked Isaiah 41:10 today. It says, "Don't be afraid, for I am with you. Don't be discouraged, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will hold you up with my victorious right hand." So yeah, let's get into the video. I have a pregnancy journal. I started writing in it this week. So yeah, it's really cute. I'll link it down below if anybody wants one. So like I said, I'm 40 weeks pregnant. I wish. I'm 4 days and 3 days. One brain. Wow. I'm 4 weeks and 3 days pregnant today. It has actually been very rough from the get-go. Like, I feel like if you've watched my 2-week wait video, like I discussed, like I felt symptoms from the get-go. Like I felt symptoms from the get-go. Like I felt very tired from like conception. I'm not gonna lie, like 5 days, 6 days afterwards, I've been very like tired. But today, I feel like has been the worst day, and I'm only 4 weeks in, and I'm just like very nervous that this is just gonna be the journey of my first trimester. This morning I woke up around 5, so did my daughter, and from then, like TMI, it was coming from the front and the back, like just consistently through the day. It's just after 6, and this is like the first time I feel like okay to like even sit up. I literally just took my vitamins, so folic acid, vitamin D and iron. I haven't really been able to like hold anything down. I've been eating my daughter's breadsticks. Like, it's the only thing that's been keeping me going throughout the day, and I find it so weird. I know every pregnancy is different, but I'm like, am I carrying twins? Like, why has my pregnancy just from the jump been like so off-putting? With my daughter, I didn't start feeling anything until about 7 weeks. I didn't stop feeling anything until about 14 weeks, so like a week or two into my second trimester. But like right now, it's just been horrifically bad. So I'll just quickly like run through some of my symptoms. Like I said, I've already been throwing up, loads of diarrhea, at the same time loads of bloating, a lot of like discomfort in my belly. I feel like it is partially my fault because I've had like aversions to meat in general, especially chicken, and yesterday I had KFC, so I feel like my body was like, oh, you think you're in charge. I feel like that's what my body did, and like everything just came out. I was really thinking in these videos I'm gonna look somewhat put together and somewhat cute. No, that's not how this pregnancy is gonna go, I think. And I feel like I'm really hot. Like, I only have this on because I'm recording. If not, I'd literally just be in like, I still have my breastfeeding bras. I've literally just been sat in that, or again TMI naked, because I'm so tired and so hot. I've been in and out of sleep the whole day. It's just been a lot, and I feel like very guilty because my daughter's she's just wanting to like spend time with me and give me cuddles, and she's so adorable. Like, I was literally like, and I feel so bad because she's seen me like in such a like bad state, and I'm just like, I don't want to traumatize my 2-year-old. Like, I've been like throwing up and being sick and stuff like that, and like because she wants me, she'll like run to find me, and like little kids are like bold, like so she'll come up and she'll see me, like, and I just feel so bad, and like she'll give me cuddle. Like when I was like all showered and stuff, she came in bed and she gave me cuddles, and she was like, are you okay, are you okay? And then she was kissing me and rubbing me. It was so nice. But I just feel bad because I'm just like, I'm so grateful to be pregnant, but I'm just taking a lot of time away from her. I'm just like, I can't, like this whole week I've literally, I'm not gonna lie, it's been a lot of like screen time because I just don't have it in me. Her dad's taken a couple of days off because I'm like, I physically can't look after her, and I'm just like, we're only 4 weeks in. I've only been pregnant technically for 2 weeks because you conceived 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, depending on how many days and weeks you are, but they count it from your last period, so that's how you're 4 weeks, if that makes sense. So if your last period was like the 9th of May and it's like the 9th of June, they see you as 4 weeks pregnant because your last cycle was the 9th of May, I should say. And again, I feel very sick. Like I've had like nosebleeds, running noses, coughing, sore throat, and I'm just like, what's going on? I'm like, it's just like, I'm convinced that this is either, I feel like it's a boy, because I know every pregnancy is different, but I'm just like, this is a completely different pregnancy. Like, it's so different. Like, I'm just like exhausted throughout the day, and I feel like I'm gonna tell my manager soon as well, because I was gonna wait until I was about 8 weeks, 9 weeks, but I'm like, he needs to know, because I feel like I might fall behind on work, or like getting into the offices is gonna be really tough for me. Our station doesn't, the lift hasn't been working, and so obviously some people help me sometimes, but if no one's there, I've been carrying the buggy, and I just can't do it pregnant. Like, I just can't be physically carrying the buggy. Feel like so like nausea and like seasick and motion sick. My daughter's 2, she's heavy. I'm just like, I can't. Yesterday was such a bad day. I wanted to cry, but I was like, God, just give me the strength to get home. Like, yesterday, that's when I found out the lift wasn't working again, and then the train was like a short form train, like the carriages weren't enough, so like we're all running to get the train, and you know how people are, they just pretend that they can't see anyone. Oh gosh, there's a fly. You know how people are, they just pretend that they can't see people are like with a buggy or pregnant or whatever the case is. So then I'm like trying to like get my way on the train, and then my daughter like peed through all her clothes. We had to change her. Then my laptop bag broke. Work, the trains weren't working at one point. It was just a lot yesterday, so I feel like very run down and very like in like low spirits, I would say. But I'm just trying to like keep positive and just keep praying, because I know I'll be okay, and I know it's like, it's not easy, because there's another like 8 weeks of this, or 7.5 weeks of this. But I truly feel like this year has gone by so fast. I'm like, God, please just let it go so quickly, so this part of pregnancy can be over. Because the third trimester, I feel like the second trimester personally is very boring. It's a very like, like you're just kind of like, well, it depends, because everyone's pregnancy is different, but like you don't feel as sick, you're finally like seeing a bump, you're telling people, you get your like, you're able to eat again, depending on everyone's pregnancy. Your second trimester is like, it's good vibes. And then your third trimester, for me, more than anything, I feel like it was just the pain of like walking and the waddling, and obviously you give birth. That's very painful. Other than that, I feel like, to me, my first trimester is always going to be like hands down the hardest thing to get through, and this pregnancy has been very rough. I don't know, because I was saying to my boyfriend like, oh, maybe it's because I was pregnant during the pandemic, so obviously like I worked from home, I didn't have somebody to really look after. I was studying at the time, so I was doing my masters, so I was mentally exhausted, because I was working full time, and then by 6 o'clock I had to like log in to do my course. I had like loads of coursework and exams and stuff like that, so that was a lot. But other than that, it wasn't like this strenuous on my body, I don't think, from the get-go. Like my back, and I'm like, this is the first trimester. Like, I understand, I think our bodies, like a lot of progesterone is like pulsing for our bodies, and a lot of like our nutrients, and I don't know what nutrients I'm giving to this baby, because I am not eating, is going to the baby. That's why it's so important to take your vitamins, because your first trimester, the vitamins and the nutrients is going to get is from your vitamins. So it's just like, I'm just exhausted. I feel like I'm just like ranting and complaining, but it's so helpful to like, because I guess a lot of people watching this are mums, or like to be mums, or pregnant. So it's just like, hopefully like you can resonate, or like feel the way I feel, and like you're not alone. It's definitely not easy. The day I missed my period, so last week Thursday, or I think last week Thursday, I called my GP to say I've missed my period, I'm pregnant. It was so funny. When I was telling her I was pregnant, she was whispering, she was like, have you taken a pregnancy test? And I'm like, I'm on the other side of the phone to you. No one knows that I'm pregnant. Like, no one knows who you're talking to. She was so cute. So yeah, I called my GP. They've this time around, I feel like, because we're not in the pandemic, I understand during the pandemic all resources were going to like COVID and stuff like that, but it was such a different experience, and I'm so happy. I remember when I called to say I was pregnant with Naraya, they were just so mean. Like, they were like, okay, well, why you couldn't, like, it was just so mean. I remember because like, my period when I had Naraya, my period was every 21 days. So I had missed my period, and she was like, you haven't even missed your period, you haven't, like, stopped calling, you've called before. And I'm like, this is my first time calling. And I was like, I have missed my period because my cycle's every 21 days, so I know I'm pregnant. They were just so mean, but at the same time I feel like they were also going through so much. So yeah, I feel like it was just a lot. This time around I called, they were so nice. My window's open and I can't close it because I'm so hot and I can't turn the fan on because it'll be even louder, so apologies for the background noise. This time around, 1 second. Right now all I've been drinking is cranberry juice, but I've been putting water in it so I have some sort of hydration that's actually helpful. I don't know if it's just me, but I can't do sweet stuff when I'm pregnant, and cranberry juice to me has the best kind of, like, it's not like disgusting, but it's still got enough sweetness and sourness to be able to drink. So if you're struggling with a, have I been unfocused this whole time? If you're struggling with a drink, I would definitely say try some cranberry juice. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, this time around I feel like they have just been so nice. Like, they prescribed me my folic acid, my iron tablets. They were like just explaining the situation to me. That even the doctor called me. Like, when I had Naraya, I didn't speak to anyone until I was 8 weeks. I think they sent me some stuff in the post to like get ready for the phone call. I think the phone call was like 8 weeks or 9 weeks. But other than that, I didn't speak to, I felt so alone during that first pregnancy. Like, again, I understand it was COVID, but it was so hard. Like, you don't know what's wrong. Like, one day you'll wake up with symptoms and then the next day you won't. And that's a big thing. Like, some days you have like all the symptoms and you feel like crap and you just want to cry. And then some days you're like, oh, I'm completely fine. I wouldn't say I can eat, but like, I don't feel like my body is just working against me. And like, having that feeling and being pregnant is so hard, because especially as a first time mom, and if you don't have like a lot of, like, a big village to explain things to you, you're just a bit like confused. But this time round I spoke to the GP, they took all my details down, then the doctor called and asked a few questions. Like, it was like, are you a first time mom, have you ever had an abortion? They asked like your weight and your height and stuff like that. For example, my folic acid, they've given me the one that's 500. My BMI is literally like just over what it's meant to be. I think it's like 30.8 they said, and because of that your body doesn't absorb as much folic acid or folate as it's meant to be, so they're giving me a higher dosage. To be fair, I'm going to either get the Rituals one, or there's one that I found on Amazon, I'll try and put a picture, and it's folate and not folic acid. Not everybody's body is able to absorb folic acid, so I'd rather be on the safe side and take folate, because if they're already saying that because my BMI is a bit high that it won't absorb as easily, and like, I'm a completely different weight to what I am before when I had Naraya. So I'm just like, I don't want to risk it, because you don't even know, like, in the UK they don't really test you for stuff like that. Like, if you're watching it and you're struggling to fall pregnant, or like things are going wrong, I highly suggest that you check to see if your body doesn't absorb folic acid well, or just check in general, because that can change your whole pregnancy and your whole fertility journey. So yeah, I'll definitely recommend that. Plus I have like PCOS and stuff like that. Like, I used to have I have very extremely bad periods. I used to pass out. It's not as bad as it was when I was younger, but if you ever went to school with me, you know, like, I used to pass out, I used to vomit. People used to think I was pregnant in secondary school. No, I just had really bad periods. And sorry that I'm touching my hair. So yeah, they prescribed me my vitamins. He just asks like general questions, and then they send you like a link to refer yourself to, like, self-refer yourself to the midwife. So if you're pregnant and in the UK anyway, you just go on the NHS website or just type in Google NHS self-referral for pregnancy, and like, you just go to your local like borough and then you sign up, you do a self-referral. I think if you're over 9 weeks, you have to call them straight away to say, hey, I'm 9 weeks pregnant, I need my appointment, because they have to, like, I think you have to, I'm not sure, because when I was pregnant with Naraya, I was speaking to them over the phone. Oh, they ask you, they do. So, oh gosh, even if you have previous kids, I was watching, I think her name is Home by Sean. So they still kind of ask you the general questions of like you and your partner, blood types, how your pregnancy went, how your birth went. It's like a 20 minute to half an hour conversation, so you have to have it as soon as possible if you're already 9 weeks, and if not, they'll just get in contact with you around like the 8 week mark, so like book your appointment. And then they also book your 12-week scan. I do have every intention of doing an early scan, because I do feel like this is my last baby. I don't really see myself having more kids. Naraya is a perfect angel, but having a toddler is hard. And doing this again, everyone's saying that going from 1 to 2 is the ghetto. So I am a bit nervous, but I don't really see myself having more kids unless I'm still young. I'm only 26, so obviously if God blesses me with more kids, I have more kids, but I'm not going out of my way to plan any more kids. So yeah, I thought that's been like an overall feeling, or it's like the overall 4 weeks for me so far. I doubt I'll be picking up the camera again because it took a lot of strength to do this right now. But I do want to stay consistent and like do like weekly updates. I find them really, like, I love watching them, so I was like, let me just do my own. So yeah, this has been 4 weeks. Pray for me, because 4 weeks already has been hard. So I hope it gets better and it gets easier. I would definitely say also, like, personally anyway, even when I had Naraya and I was in my first trimester, the symptoms kind of start like fading away towards the end of the day, which is great, because you feel like you have energy again. Maybe you can get something down, even if it's just like toast, pasta, plain stuff. At least you can eat something. I definitely feel like I can finally have something, like maybe just like rice or something. So yeah, I know this seems like a little bit of a ramble and a rant. I feel like these weekly updates are going to be like this, but I'm also going to do a first trimester video, so I feel like that will be fun. Catch you guys in my 5-week update. If you're pregnant, just know that you're going to get through this. I remember with Naraya, when I hit about 14 weeks and this went away, I was the happiest person ever. So we're on this journey together. We'll get through it. I'll pray for you, you pray for me. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in my 5-week update.